Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. It's been a whole week since I got the H2D and I haven't stopped printing with it since. Man, is this thing cool, and I feel like I fell in love with 3D printing all over again. I haven't stopped printing with my H2D, my X1C, and my A1 Mini, and have been super excited about the added capabilities of the H2D. So in today's video, I thought I would go over 5 things that I found, cool or interesting, good and bad about the H2D since I've had it, and share it with you guys out there. So in today's video, we'll go over some of the things that I've done since I've had it in the first week, and some of the things that I've noticed over this week. So if all that sounds good, then sit back and relax, and I'll get everything ready. All right, so here we are in Bambu Studio, and let's talk about the first topic, which is definitely the dual nozzle experience. That's been something that's been pretty interesting, cool in some regards, but we'll go over that in kind of some detail here later. I think having the dual nozzles presents some challenges, and I think Bambu has done a decent job in trying to solve some of those, but let's go over some of what I think about it here. So the first thing, if you were on last week's live stream, I did a 2-color print with white and black, and had, one filament going through the right nozzle and one filament going through the left nozzle. And it was super cool to do that, to, see the very clean color transitions and everything like that, as well as some of the 3-color prints that I've done. Even the transition within the AMS has been pretty clean. So, there's no back and forth filament purging, and you don't get these muddy transitions if you turn the flushing way down to try to speed up some of those transitions like you might have to do on another printer. If you're just doing 2 colors, it makes it really easy to do that. And then I haven't done a whole lot of the separate material stuff yet, but I do have PETG and TPU loaded in each of the AMSs. So I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more of that, and that's definitely a benefit of that. That also brings up some challenges. But, if you're using like PETG for support of your PLA or the inverse of that, having the 2 nozzles is definitely beneficial for that. Not waiting for filament swaps. If you have a long PTFE tube between your AMS and your X1C, for example, like my second one, like those filament swaps between that second AMS can take a while because the filament just has to travel a really long way. So having an AMS attached to each nozzle is pretty cool. So on the dual nozzle, some things that I didn't expect. So be careful of oozing on the inactive nozzle. I have seen a little bit of that, not a lot to make it like a problem that we need to go and address, but be aware of some oozing on the inactive nozzle. Your tower and wiping settings may need some adjustment. I haven't got into that yet, but that is some of the feedback that I've seen from some other people. So be on the lookout for that. So who do I think can appreciate the dual nozzle the most is definitely creators doing multicolor functional dual material prints like PLA and TPU, which will definitely get into doing a lot of that in the future, or support heavy models. So if you're doing something that takes a lot of support, then the dual nozzle definitely helps with that. Makers who like control and are willing to tune for the cleanest output, this is definitely the right device for you. All right, so now let's get into the second thing that I think is worth mentioning about the H2D is you still need to dial in your slicer settings. So a lot of the stuff right out of the box is ready to go, But whenever you're pairing different materials, which you can do, and this expands your ability to do that, you have to be careful with what you're doing, and it may require some additional tweaking. We may even find that the same brand of filament is different in the right nozzle than it is the left nozzle. So you may need to tweak that as such for that. I talked about the oozing before, so in some materials, we may need to adjust the retraction and the wipe settings. And as that comes up, I'll definitely mention which ones I need to do that with, but just be aware that that is something that could be an issue. The other thing that I'll mention is the filament mapping quirks. So let me load a model real quick and let me show you what I mean by this. All right, so here's this cool T-Rex and dragon combination that I printed. I printed a really big model of this. But this is an area where I think this is super cool what they're doing within Bambu Studio, but you gotta kind of be careful because this can land you in some trouble real quick. So this particular model has three colors. It has the white, the orange, and the black, right? And we see that as it brought the model in from Bambu Studio, the 3MF, that it's mapped out, and this person also had a pink that wasn't used in there. So when I go to sync my filaments to this, you really have to be careful with what you're doing. You might be tempted to just go to overwrite and just map it the way that I have it set up in my AMSs, which is definitely a way to do that. But you can see that I'm then going to have to change a couple of things in here because it didn't map correctly. So be leery of that. Understand what this mapping is doing and understand how you can kind of manipulate this. So you'll see that I have a black, an orange, and a white in here in my AMSs already. So it mapped to those. I don't have anything pink, so it just mapped to what it thought was the closest color, which was a blue. You can change what these map to just by clicking the little arrow and say I wanted the pink to be this gold instead, right? The pink's not used in here, but you can change it to whatever you want on there. So you can map these different colors. On the top right here is what is coming through from the model, and below here is what it is mapping to, and it does a pretty good job of that. But where I've seen some people run into trouble is by trying to overwrite this, or if you don't have these colors in your any of the slots of your AMS, it can present some problems. But keep in mind, you can change the color of these things by doing this as well. So if I wanted a blue and orange Denver Bronco dragon, or Rexagon, or whatever this thing is called, I could easily do that just by mapping a different filament to it, right? And even if I wanted to do, you know, red and black or something like that, you could easily remap this through there. But you can quickly get confused as to what you're trying to map here. So again, remember that this top row is what the model is looking for. So I can map this top row back to what I need it to be and bring the model up, and then synchronize now, and that will map all of my filaments similar to how the model came through. I have seen some confusion on that, and I have seen some people have some issues with that, so definitely be aware of that. now let's talk about the print quality. It is legit on this thing. I have been thoroughly impressed with this as well as all of the Bambu printers. For as big as it is and the dual nozzle and everything that they're trying to do, the print quality right out of the box without touching anything is amazing. I can't say enough about that. The second nozzle doing the, like I've said before, like two, and even in this one, the 3-color prints are really, really easy to do. Makes it makes you think about how you're going to print the different colors of your print differently with the 2 nozzles than you would before. And what I mean by that is when you're loading your AMS for this 3-color print, you're going to resist putting all 3 colors in one AMS. And you'll see here that I have the orange and the white on the left nozzle and then the black on the right nozzle. And you'll start to think about that as you're loading your colors in for your print, is how to split them between each nozzle, which is really, really cool. And then if you're doing a lot of things with support, having that second nozzle for support is really cool as well. And that leads us into the next topic, which is filament management is a bigger deal now, right? So, putting filament, splitting it between the 2 AMSs, if you do have 2 AMSs connected, or however many AMSs you have connected, but splitting that between there, to think about how to do that in the most efficient way kind of changes the way that you look at 3D printing, and changes the way that you should look at doing this. One of the things that I mean by that is whenever we go to slice the plate, we'll see that filament saving mode is going to map that out, like I'm saying, splitting it between the AMSs. Convenience mode, I have run into a couple of times where maybe it's just the orange and the white and it's already loaded and it's just a small little print or whatever. So I don't really care about saving 30 seconds or something like that. Then you do have the option to just move into this convenience mode, and that way you don't really have to worry about the filament mapping. But it is a bigger deal and something that you have to think about in every print and kind of think about how you want to do this. And you can even go into custom mode and manually assign filaments to each one. So it's a bigger deal now more than ever with the 2 different nozzles and everything. So changes the way that you think about how you're going to print the different models. All right, last but not least, I would say that the H2D isn't really a replacement of the X1C. It's a different tool kind of altogether. I don't foresee me boxing up the X1C and giving it away anytime soon. Sorry if that broke anybody's heart. But moreover, I found that I want to do more with my other printers now that I have this printer. So it's definitely a complement to the other printers that I have. And I feel, again, like I've fallen in love with 3D printing again and have been using more and more printers. It's just a different tool that we have, and I'm really enjoying it kind of from that aspect. And that leads me to some feedback that I would give to Bambu as we grow our fleets of printers and everything like that. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that has a similar setup, having an X1C, an H2D, and maybe one of the A series or P series printers. But one of the things that I think would be really, really cool to do, and Bambu and all of us out there maybe go and add this as a feature request. But what would be really cool is there's a lot of prints that we do that are multi-plate, that take more than one plate to print all of the different parts for the print that we're doing. Since we have multiple printers, it'd be really good if I could add an X1C plate and an A1 mini plate to my project here, so that when we have multiple plate projects to do, it'd be really cool to assign this portion of that print to the X1C, this portion of the print to the H2D, and this portion of the print to the A1 mini. So small little gripe, like that's one of the things that I found super beneficial about having an X1C and the H2D, is those larger prints that take multiple plates. I can kind of split the load between those, but it makes it kind of hard to do. And how I've worked around it up to now is I just load the model in 2 instances of Studio, and in one instance I load the H2D, and in the other instance I load the X1C. And then I split the printing up that way. But that would be cool if we could do that like that. And I thought whenever they added this multi-device thing, I thought that's what they were trying to do there, but that wasn't. So it's kind of disappointing there. And that's still some of the same feedback that I have. And then before we end here, I keep looking every couple of days for an update to Orca, and I still haven't seen an update to it, and I still don't see the H2D added to the list of printers here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you liked seeing kind of those 5 things that stood out to me over the last week as I've been printing with the H2D. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. And I hope to see everybody on the next stream. Get out there and print. And hope everybody has a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching.